welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Monday, the 15th of June, and I'm back in London, but my team are all on holiday. Ollie is away, actually down in Cornwall, believe it or not, and David Scriven has gone off to some exotic location. I think he's gone off to Italy. So I'm actually going to do this week by myself, and today obviously is a bit of a monologue, but obviously I may bring on guest speakers later on in the week. If anybody wants to be a guest speaker, just give me a message. You don't have to be a mining expert. It could be anybody who just wants to come on and have a chat with me about the commodity sector. So anyway, starting today, first of all, it has Donald Trump managed to successfully conclude a peace deal with Iran. The markets obviously think so because the oil price has come off quite sharply down to about 83.50. And off the back of that, we've also seen gold rise to just above 4,300 and silver back above 70. So it looks like that is the way it's going. We could be back to normal life resumes, so to speak. We've had a few little bits of news out this morning. We've had the report and accounts out of Cleantech Lithium, metals exploration. We've had an agreement to explore the Batong Buhe project, if I've got that one right. First Class Metals, some news. Hamac Gold, some news. Yellowcake is starting a share buyback program, so they should. The discount got too big. Rome Resources on their mining license, and also some very good news from Pulsar Helium. Never know quite sure whether Pulsar Helium is an oil stock or a mining stock, but they've increased their acreage and things are going quite well there. But what I really wanted to catch this morning was sort of news that came out late Friday or on Friday and over the weekend, and that is Ongwe Minerals. Ongwe Minerals on the TSX. It's part of the Hay Dawn stable, and it's in the Damara belt, which is looking really, really interesting. They've just done a private placement, non-broker deal. They call it all a bit different in Canada. They basically they were looking to raise 10 million from Canadian institutions and 3 million from Namibian institutions. They've upsized the Canadian bit to 15.4 million. The Namibian bit they've upsized to 4.6 million. And there's still sort of 3 million left with the brokers after the close for a couple of days. Done it at Canadian dollars 138. It's currently trading at 147. This is an exceptional stock, I think. It's got so many ticks in the boxes about why it's good. I'm going to see them in August. I think I've mentioned that before on this podcast, but I'm seeing quite a few companies whilst I'm out in Namibia because we think Namibia as a country is looking really interesting. But if they can replicate an ASX listed company out there called Weir, it has a market cap of about 600. Ongwe has a market cap of about 60 million. You've got 10 times upside, and there's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't. They're in the same sort of geological belt. It is quite complicated. You've got this calcerite that you have to get underneath to actually discover the gold, which does mean you have to drill. But obviously, they've now got a lot of money to drill, and that's what people like about junior miners. They like drilling. Drilling tends to give share price performance. Obviously, you need to hit and be successful, but nowadays, because technology has improved so much, the ability to hit and be successful has improved a lot. So I think we're going for a pretty exciting run here. I'll be absolutely honest with you, I did participate personally in that placing. I've been waiting for an entry point into it. I guess if anybody's listening to this and they were really desperate to get in, I could somehow ring the guys and get you in because there seems to be this 48 hours rather of another 3 million on offer. But that is the stock that obviously interests me today. The other four stocks that I'm seeing when I go out to Namibia, by the way, are Arkle Resources. I bumped into the CEO there, Rory Harding, down at the UK Mining Conference in Falmouth. I'm also seeing Andrada Mining. I'm seeing Corex Gold, which is really interesting. It's also part of the Hay Dawn stable. A much bigger company, but potentially a massive copper discovery right at the south of Namibia. And I'm also, finally, the fifth company I'm seeing on that trip is actually West Wits, which actually is in South Africa. It's just about 45 minutes outside Johannesburg. Just started producing gold. Really interesting company. Listed on the ASX, unfortunately. but we really do like that. I know a lot of people struggle with investing in South African mining. Otherwise, I think if you took this mine and put it into another jurisdiction, the valuation would probably double almost overnight. Anyway, that's sort of the news today. As I say, it's just me. If people want to speak, please let me know. If not, I may also just go through my own personal portfolio this week and let you all know what I'm invested in and update you on all of those things. And maybe just to wrap up, I did pop into the UK Mining Conference. Thank you very much to them for letting me pop in, not having to pay. Much appreciated. It's a very successful conference. It's got very big. Probably the one downside, there are not a lot of what I describe as investors there. The National Wealth Fund was there, and a lot of people running around trying to meet with them. But a lot of people in the mining industry, a lot of people that I knew, and I had one or two really interesting meetings down there. I'd have to say, as a general, the Cornish mining industry is somewhat typical the UK. It's going all a little bit slower than we would like. That's why we like Namibia. In Namibia, you could probably go from exploration to building a mine in 5 years. In the UK, you're probably talking 15 years, which is just absurd, really. Having said that, of course, this week we've potentially got quite some significant change in UK politics. Well, I say change, not really. But obviously we've got the Makerfield by-election on Thursday. And also, of course, a lot of people will be distracted this week because we've got Royal Ascot starting tomorrow morning. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll give you some tips for that. Anyway, there you go. That's kicking off Monday. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.